else. Just where is that thing? Oh. Nothing in the water either. Oh, we've looked everywhere and still not seen anything that looks like a... Huh, that's a good idea. If he's just looking to cover his head, why don't we check out the rag and bone shop? If memory serves, they got all kinds of stuff in there. Huh? How did you know what Paimon was thinking? Oh, this is bad. Nothing... Well, either way, let's go check it out. Remember you being the boss.
Well, I'm just standing in for Mr. Alvar. Now, just wait a sec. A blonde foreigner dressed all in white. Oh, you must be the legendary traveler and their companion Paimon.
No. Well, you're half right. Paimon...
Sorry, I never thought I'd get the chance to... I hope you find it in your magnanimous hearts to forgive my discourtesy.
There's no need to put yourself down like that.
Why, your heroic actions at Aeneas have long made their way to the fortress of Meripede. We heard that you were personally received by His Grace when you made your way down here, you know. Ah, you were the envy of all. And you're one of His Grace's favorite people, so of course, everyone wants to be introduced to you. Well, I figure you'd appreciate honesty over After all, I also only joined up here because I'd heard Mr. Alvar was a good friend of... And though I've only caught scant sight of His Grace since then. I mean, we've all got agendas, but rather than trying to force something to be true, it's often better to just...
Oh, so now you're trying to kiss up to...
Well, I did mean it when I called you legends, and it is indeed an honor. Oh, enough of that. Is there something you're looking for? No problem. Anything? Hey. Feel free to check out anything you want.
Wait, but that's, you don't have to be...
Well, it's not like I'm getting paid to watch this shop. Instead of Moro coupons, Mr. Alvar usually lets me just take my pick of art. Life's been pretty good recently, so I might as well just waive your bill.
All right, Paimon will take a look.
Are you sure you don't want more? These opportunities don't come by every...
It's all right, two will do. It just doesn't feel the same if the owner's offering... But anyway, we don't need to get into that right now. We can discuss Paimon all... Thank you so much. We'll be...
No problem, and thank you for your patronage. I'd appreciate it if you could put in a nice word for us.
That's a real sneaky way of getting good reviews. We've been gone a while. Paimon hopes that guy in the box hasn't passed out from last... You can come out now!
You did? Oh, Archon, you...
Wait, so you're not actually bald? You've got such a full head of...
I mean, I told you that there had been a misunderstanding. Wait, this isn't my hat.
Well, we got you a new one. We tried really hard to look for your hat, but no dice.
Ah, I see. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful, but...
Does it have some kind of sentiment?
But, sorry, I can't explain at the moment. Time's tight as well, so...
If you're looking for a hat, I just picked one up over here. Is it your...
Your Grace!
Oh, hey, Wriothesley! It's been a while!
Well, it's a slow day today, so I decided to go for a little stroll. Even if your workspace isn't cramped, I'll say I'm not at all surprised to find the two of you here.
It's what good adventurers do!
Is that so? Maybe I should consider asking the Adventurers Guild to open... As I recall, these hats are very important to members of the Beret Society. Best you avoid misplay. You might not have the same luck next time.
Understood. Thank you. Then I'll be off.
What a strange guy. Why did he care so much about his head? Oh, and has he done something wrong? When he saw you, it was as if he'd seen a ghost.
Oh, not at all. In fact, members of the Beret Society are model prisoners. They work hard and never get into trouble. As for him, I'd guess he's just more of an introvert. It's not unusual for the more shy prisoners to freak out.
Huh? Shy?
Prisoners are still people, after all. There are as many crimes and motives. The idea of the criminal as a selfish, heartless brute is just a stereotype. What kind of a person a prisoner may be and why they've committed a crime, we'd never know these things if...
Huh. You've got a point. Anyway, it's all good as long as it makes sense to you.
Although most of the societies here will just turn individual, the Beret Society does appear to be an exception, and it's instead trying to... If you have some time, why don't we grab something at the Coupon Cafeteria? It'll give us time to... And if you're still interested in the Berets after that, I can take you to their usual gathering places.
Paimon's not the biggest fan of that cafeteria.
All right then, please follow me.
Welcome, Your Grace, and the Traveler. Would you like 3 orders of today's welfare? Unfortunately, we weren't informed of your visit in advance, so we didn't prepare any...
I'll pass on the food, then. What about you?
Then Paimon will also pass.
What a pity. It would seem that none of us can properly...
Then, I must beg Your Grace to find me some more ingredients. If you're not in the mood to eat, I can get you some drinks.
Yes, please? Huh. Paimon didn't know you could get non-welfare stuff at...
It's not for everyone. Think of it as a special treat for VIP.
Oh, now that's what Paimon likes to hear.
2 bottles coming right up.
Our first meeting took place on short notice, and we were both swamped by everything that happened after. I'm actually quite fond of stories, you know. Of course, the others have already told me a lot about your deeds in Fontaine, but I'd love to hear it straight from the...
Whoa. That'd be quite the long story.
I see. Certainly that'd fit your title as the Traveler. Seeing everything for yourself, recording everything to the best of your ability, and making lots of friends along the way.
Paimon gets the sense that you're trying to flatter us. That guy we talked to earlier was obviously trying to get us to put in a good word for him, but you're the Duke, right?
Well, after all, you did help the fortress and I maintain our autonomy. Is it so strange that I would want to give a few words of praise out of genuine admiration? So this is a matter of trust. Which is unfortunate, since I don't have nearly as interesting of a I was convicted and sent here at an early age. I only became the top dog after spending a long time figuring out its inner power and control come in many forms. Some fair and ethical, others less so. So, what do you think? Didn't put you much more at ease, now did it?
Kinda. You're really different from most of the people we've met so far.
I'm perfectly aware of that too, but even I would very much like to maintain friendly relations with you two.
Your Grace, after following your instructions, we were able to find a box of undeclared contraband. They were extremely well hidden, and we've confirmed that the senders have been using this method to smuggle goods for a while.
Got it. Leave the box here and contact me immediately if you make any progress.
Yes, Your Grace.
Sorry, I'd almost completely forgotten about this.
She mentioned something about contraband.
Not necessarily. The term is just applied to things people want to bring in on the sly. Many people here are experts at pulling rabbits out of the most ordinary hats. So we have to examine everything carefully. Now, what do we have here? It's more...
Whoa, this is certainly a box of curiosities. Mora, snacks, yarn, balls, ropes, mechanical parts, and... Wait, if you've confiscated this entire box, then does that mean all of this belongs to you now?
Yep. We can't just send them back up.
What? But that's just insane profit! Traveler, you become a duke as well.
It's only been a couple minutes since we agreed to continue friendly relations with each other, and you're already planning to overthrow me? Jokes aside, I didn't know you'd be so interested in this box. How about this then? You can pick anything you want from it.
Really? You'll let Paimon pick anything? No takebacks. Paimon will have you know that she's got a real good eye for treasure.
I never joke about things like this.
Alright, Paimon's gonna have a look. Paimon wants this one. This dark, sparkly gem. Actually, never mind. Paimon doesn't want this gem anymore. Can Paimon pick something else instead? There's something weird about this gem. Paimon couldn't even tune them out. It's as if the gem was just drawing them out of Paimon's brain.
Is that so? Let me give it a try. Paimon's right. I too experienced some unpleasant flashbacks. Are you sure? I wouldn't exactly call it fun. Fair enough. Go ahead. I don't think it'll have a permanent effect.
Are you okay, Traveler? You also saw something, right?
I'll take this gem then and run a thorough investigation on its properties.
Then... actually, never mind. Paimon's gonna pass.
You do have a point. In that case, we should destroy the entire box. Seems like we're almost done with our drinks, too. Let's go check out the Society's gathering. I can introduce you, and we can also continue our conversation while we're at it.
Wait, are you this free every day?
Just noticed? I wasn't exactly busy the first time we met either.
We are honored by your visit, Your Grace. All of us at the Society have all these your two guests.
Let me introduce you to them. Traveler, this is Dugier, the head of the Beret Society. Members can find all sorts of drinks and snacks here, as well as a large variety of books and other resources. Every once in a while, the Society will also host activities and seminars, which are always well attended.
You flatter me, Your Grace. All we did was set up an organization in the same way. It's so easy to feel lonely and helpless when you arrive here for the first time. I remember that feeling all too well. But that's when the thought came to me. If we could help everyone turn over a new leaf, they would no longer have to lead such gloomy. Thus, it was with your help that I founded the
Oh, so you were also involved with this, right?
My part in this was minimal. Well, I'm sure you have a very good sense of what this place is about by now. As you know, not everyone takes their sentence seriously. But the Society is a great place for those who wish to turn things around.
Exactly right. Here, we keep an eye on each other and remind each other of our goals. Everyone can focus on rehabilitating our mental states, and our operations are entirely funded by members' donated goods and credit.
Who knew you could find such a place in the Fortress of Mirapede? Oh, right, and what's the deal with the hat?
There's nothing deep about it. I just felt like we needed some kind of visible identifier. If our members felt joy and pride from being a part of this group, then the hats would become a point of pride for them as well. And when we're together, we will feel a sense of community from seeing everyone's hats. Optimism, community, hard work, and a desire for a new life.
In other words, that hat has come to represent something like a model citizen, which also helps them recruit new members.
Once again, you are exactly right, Your Grace. That's a part of our goal as well. I'll ask the members to get us some drinks. Please, wait here just one moment. Feel free to look around, too, if you want to learn more about us.
Oh, right. What happened to your slow
Seems like I shouldn't underestimate an adventurer's keen sense of, kidding, of course. We're just discussing some small matters. It shouldn't take. We've also already gone over the organization's vision. Instead of listening to me try to explain some more, maybe to...
Why does Paimon feel like he didn't answer the question at all? Yeah, they're supposed to be like the model prisoners, right? So
Welcome to our gathering place. Is the...
Oh, it's okay. We're just taking a look around.
Well, that's not a bad comparison. It is my... I'm sure Mr. Dugier has already explained some of it, but allow me to... Besides this space, these rooms are open to all of our members. We want everyone to be able to use their free time to the fullest.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Do you have a restaurant too?
Unfortunately, we don't. For matters like that, we still have to... We started a collaboration with the cafeteria a while back, though, so...
Yeah, Paimon can definitely see how it'd be easier to live your life.
Yep, and that's exactly why Mr. Dugier founded the society. We all think we made the correct choice to join...
Hey, what are you doing over here?
Oh, hello. You are guests of the Duke, are you not? I'm organizing the bookshelves. We've got some classics, as well as a few books that yeah. Most of them are writing diaries or autobiographies on their time, and some quit drinking. Some learned to tailor. We find it kind of funny. You see, had we managed to stay above ground...
Ah, it's because you all have a lot more free...
Not only that, but we've also now got the mental space to think about taking on new things. With how the Duke and Mr. Dugier have organized our lives down here, though. All we need to do is think about the things that we want to do. You never know what you may be good at until... And while you're here, no matter what you do, you won't get judged for it. After all, there's no need...
So this is something like a...
Yeah, that's exactly right. After all, not everyone is good at fighting. And that's it. I just finished organizing this shelf.
Don't worry, we will.
Hey, you there, newbie!
Hello?
Yep, I'm talking to you. Now, why don't you follow my lead? Ha! That's how I pump myself up every day. A lot of my friends have found it super useful too. With one shout, you can release all the fatigue, resentment, and unpleasantness from your lungs. Why don't you also give it a try?
Paimon's gonna pass.
Feeling shy? That's alright. Just remember to take a deep breath and let it all out if you find yourself at your wit's end.
Alright, we've talked to everybody. It sure sounds like they're all pretty happy. That would explain why Wriothesley only had good things to say about... Huh. It looks like they're starting to wrap up their conversation as...
Of course, Your Grace. I will attend to those matters right away.
Okay, then I don't have anything else to add. Oh, you're back. What did you think about this play? Now, note that your opinion will also affect my review of Dugier and...
Wait, I didn't know they were also a part of the evaluation process. It's all right with me, though.
Paimon thinks it's pretty good. Don't think anyone expected you to get a society going here of all places.
Yeah, you're right. By themselves, our resources probably...
The prisoners here all have very different personalities and psychological needs. Our needs are like violent beasts. If we can't face them properly, they'll grow restless and enraged. But if we can placate them, they lose their fangs, and they can even be converted into fuel for... Which is why, in my opinion, learning to reconcile with oneself is the first step on the path to...
You've hit the nail on the head, Your Grace. Before I founded the society, I had met too many people who can... And I'm sure that a part of your support is rooted in your desire to help those people find their...
And Paimon thought everyone was enjoying life just fine, working...
Of course, that lifestyle is more than enough for some people in the fortress. For others, though, they would just be useless.
Speaking of fighting, I'm not sure if you knew this, but even His Grace sometimes fight...
What? You fight in the ring too?
Oh, I almost never need them.
Hey, isn't that the guy who lost his hat? Did you come...
Are you feeling all right?
No, I'm fine. Thank you for helping me get my hat back. I'm sorry, but I've got to go.
He's still as weird as before. Paimon's kind of used to it by now.
Dugier, do you know what's up with him?
I'm also not too sure about that. As far as I recall, he's always been a little strange, but after all, it's my responsibility as the leader to make...
We'll leave him to you then. Where were we before we got sidetracked? Oh, right, about that. You might have thought that I was joking, but in a place like... And when emotions run high, things often spiral out of control. Sometimes you might need more than just gloves as well. This pair of handcuffs has also come in handy quite a number of times. Oops.
Oh, isn't that awful gem? You're still carrying it with you?
Yeah, I kept it on me because of its special qualities. It won't affect me as long as I don't let it come...
Go on, you guys. Pick up the item for His Grace.
Yes, right away.
That gem shines with quite the dazzling light. I hope it hasn't been damaged.
It still looks good to me. Say, Dugier, have you ever seen a gem like this?
Never, Your Grace. Don't think I've ever been rich enough to afford this.
I guess that's fair. We've already gone over most of the things that I wanted to talk about, so let's wrap up for the day.
Got it, Your Grace. Take care, everyone. I'll take you to the exit. Traveler, Paimon, it was an honor. I'm sure everyone would love it if you were to visit again. And that goes for you as well, Your Grace.
And same to you.
Paimon doesn't think we made any plans for the rest of the day. What?
Well, what's your opinion of the society now that you've taken a look around the...
Paimon thinks it's pretty chill. Paimon doesn't remember exactly what you said, but wasn't it something along the lines of encouraging people to embrace... There's only one potential problem. If the society does too good a job managing and rehabilitating its members...
That is certainly a possibility. But at this point in time, they're still reducing my workload by managing and rehabilitating prisoners. I wanted to see just how much they've managed to accomplish, and also get a sense... I arranged for a meeting out of curiosity, but then I noticed some faint hints of...
Dissonance?
I'm sure the Traveler has sensed it too. As expected, you also picked up. The whole truth is a bit complicated, so I'll explain everything to you later. I can tell you right now, though, that I had hoped to take care of it in secret, but now confrontation may no longer be avoidable. Why don't you take this opportunity to check back on the gathering place? Just tell them if my hypothesis is correct, Dugier should already have left. And with his watchful eye removed, you may well get a very different reception.
Can't you just tell us exactly what to expect?
I'm just following the most popular playbook in Fontaine. Investigate, obtain evidence, and then use the truth. It's been so long since I got to watch a performance at Opera Epiclese that I've even begun to miss it. I'll explain everything to you later, but right now we need to find out what you can from them now while they're all in one place.
It's just as Wriothesley said. Seems like Dugier is no longer... You said you felt there was something off about this place, right? So let's see if we can feel something out. Paimon will do her best to help.
Wait, you guys are...
We're really sorry. We just realized that we lost something, and we figured...
Oh, okay.
Nobody? It's okay. There's no need to be nervous. We'll just look for it ourselves if none of you caught a glimpse of it. We're not going to tell Wriothesley anything, don't worry.
I'll go find Mr. Dugier.
No need. We're just We can look around for it, yeah? Hey, hello?
Hello? How can I help you? The Beret Society offers a variety of resources and...
You don't know...
Sorry, that's not what I meant.
Hey!
What do you want?
Isn't this how you greeted us earlier? Take it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You sure are. I ate something earlier, so I'm. You're looking for something, you said?
Are you still organizing the bookshelves?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but you can't check out.
We weren't thinking about that to begin with, but weren't you super friendly just a moment ago?
Sorry.
Okay, Paimon sees what you meant now. Seems like they really don't want to talk to us, so let's just head back.
Oh, you're back. How were things at their...
It was as if they had all turned into completely different people.
That would prove my suspicions. The dissonance I mentioned earlier was precisely that fleeting moment of fear behind the cheerful facade.
Right. He was acting super scared too when we saw him at the Actually, hasn't he just been acting super...
And that's precisely why I took his hat.
Oh, so the one who started it all... It was you all along!
It's because I wanted to figure out what's really going on. I don't believe any of Dugier's talk about unstable mental... Not too long. Dugier made very elaborate preparations for my visit. But I don't know. It almost feels like the performance was too elaborate.
Okay, but if you think something's wrong, why don't you just take the whole society? Aren't you the Duke? You can do whatever you want.
Well, maybe you're actually a better fit for the position than I am. In all seriousness, however, cuffs and the like should be used sparingly. They're mostly for show. Everything I do is on display. The way people see me act determines the kind of work, and I've always striven to appear fair and reasonable to the people.
That sounds a bit deep. Paimon's not sure she got all of it.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. I have to lead by example if I want to maintain expectations of justice, and that's why even though Dugier had already let a few things slip, I didn't want to turn on him without irrefutable evidence.
Alright, so you're saying Dugier has figured out some way to control... And even though the members are acting all optimistic and motivated, it's all just a show.
Indeed. He certainly seems to be using some coercive methods to turn his members into the most upbeat and motivated group of... I have some faith, though, that some of the members understood the hint I gave. The line has been set, and it's quite likely that a fish will...
Fish?
Let's give them some time. My guards will need it to finish their investigation. You can find me in my office when the time comes.
Hey! Don't just leave before you've explained everything... It's finally evening. Wriothesley's probably wrapped up his investigation. Paimon has no idea what that guy's thinking. Let's just go find him and ask him what he's really up to.
Take it easy.
Oh, here you are. Did you manage to land a...
Let's just get straight to the point. Has anything else happened with...
Patience, Paimon. Even as the situation continues to brew, we still need to make sense of what we learned so far and go over any sticking points. I'm actually still thinking about the first thing that came to my mind when I noticed something amiss. Why didn't anyone come to me about it?
Oh, that's a good point. Could whatever they're afraid afraid of be so
But even if such a thing existed, how could they be so sure without checking with me first? It'd be one thing if it was just 1 or 2 people, but it seems like everyone's convinced that I won't be able to help. Which leads me to believe that it's more likely that they think I just wouldn't care to help them. Yes, something like that. Dugier must have told them something to make them think I won't take their side. So it became imperative for me to refute that and prove my true stance. Of course, I had originally planned to do this in a more covert way, but I had to improvise when you identified the guy who'd lost his hat with every... There was no way to keep our investigation a secret after that.
That makes sense. Wait, but does that mean...
The last thing that guy wanted was for Dugier to find out that he'd lost it. He would have never brought the matter up on his own. But now, not only has Dugier found out that he'd lost his hat, he's also realized that we were the ones who found it. That likely set his internal alarms off all at once. Yes, that's the conclusion I came to as well. It's the only thing that could explain the fear. If we didn't act right then and there, Dugier would probably come up with some other way to hide the truth, and we'd... So after giving the matter some thought, I tossed that black gem. I must say, I was pretty satisfied.
So you did that on purpose?
Yes, that's right. Of course, that box was discovered as part of our investigation of this. I had no way to know if any of the members had actually seen the gem before, but since I had to do something, I decided to... Right. And I said back there that I had no idea what the gem represented. That should have been enough to let people know that it... And since I was traveling with you, heroes who have never turned a blind eye to eat, they would also understand that we're here to help, rather than to tolerate or uphold...
You used us as a part of your plan.
My apologies. There was no time and quite a lot to explain, so I figured it might be easier to... But I can assure you that I've now told you everything there is to know. Of course, you're under no obligation, but I would really appreciate it if you could continue to lend me your support. Would you be willing to lend me your support?
But Paimon's still mad at you!
You have my thanks. Now, there are still 2 outstanding matters in our investigation. I've examined one before. There was nothing suspicious about the item. The other is the true purpose of the black gem. We haven't been able to get anything out of anyone with act. It's my hope that a brave fish will take my bait. I'll put some music on while we wait.
Excuse me, Your Grace, but may I come in? I'm afraid that someone's been following me.
Please.
I apologize for my lack of composure. These 2 are the guests that came with you to our gathering. Yes, my lover Fasol told me all about you. Please, help us, Your Grace. He's in great danger.
Slow down, take a deep breath, and start from the top.
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I will try. I think I should start from when you saw Fasol.
You mean when we saw him at the gathering?
Yes, he fled immediately. But many members are hot on his heels. Thankfully, he still managed to meet up with me and explain everything that had happened. Now that he's lost Dugier's trust, what awaits him is agonizing.
Censure?
Censure is Dugier's method of establishing control, as well as the thing we all fear that rather than listening to me explain what it is, Your Grace. Every secret may be found within...
Here you are. I was wondering where you... Please excuse us, Your Grace. It was never our intention to disturb you like this. You see, she rambles often, has hallucinations. It may be
I don't recall hearing a knock or giving permission.
Oh, my apologies. I merely did not wish for Your Grace to be alarmed. Had I not been so focused on recovering her, I would have followed...
Like we believe you.
Please, there's no need to be upset. It's only natural to want to side with the poor sick...
Well then, What if the reasonable man wants to hear the lunatic out?
That would be perfectly fine with me. Oh, and just so you know, we've also found the missing Mr. Fasal. I had no idea why he was so upset about losing his hat. Thankfully, he has already returned to his senses. We've brought him back to our place, so there's no...
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I don't have anything more to say.
This is what you're afraid of, correct? You can tell me everything. I'll do all I can for you.
I've never seen that thing in my life.
Your Grace, I don't think there's anything else she would like.
It's all right, Avis. As long as no matter what it is, it will no longer be able to hurt you.
Your Grace! Forget it. I'll keep my mouth shut. I've already said everything I could say about the matter.
I'm sorry, Your Grace, but I really don't have anything more to say.
But why?
In that case, Avis and I will be off. Once again, please accept my apologies for...
Miss Avis, please show me your head. That is an order. There's nothing there.
Your Grace, I know you have long tired of my words, but please believe me when I say you've merely let your worries get to your head. The Society has never caused trouble for you or any of the guards of the fortress. We've spent all of our time working hard and trying to lead better. Why are you doing everything in your power to prove our guilt? What's wrong? I'll do anything for you, as long as you give me the word. Why are you so intent on getting rid of someone who's been unfaltering?
Your words bore me. You know the consequences if I find...
Everything that I do for the Fortress of Meripede. But Your Grace is welcome to visit us anytime to... All right, Avis. Let's head back.
Just what's up with that guy? We should have shown him his
Sooner or later, all will pay the price for their error. He must have been well prepared for this. The entire society are his hostages. His subordinates would definitely... And that's why he dared to bare his fangs right in front of me. The true secret of the society is neither on the hat nor on the member's head. Dugier probably knew this from the very beginning, which is why he didn't panic. However, if we were to look at the rules, it would also seem like the head has to be the place...
Yeah, none of this makes sense to Paimon either.
The hats are definitely being used to hide a secret. But if there's nothing on her head, why did Avis feel the need? From the way Dugier acted, he must have known from the beginning. I can't...
I have an idea, but...
Huh? What is it? Tell Paimon about it!
You mean this thing? So, she handed a key piece of evidence over to us without Dugier noticing. That would mean that Avis didn't stay silent out of fear. She stayed silent because she'd already given us what we need. Let me take a look. I managed to remove this from the hair clip. It's long, slender, and conical. This
Paimon's lost again.
Let's see. What if we do this?
Hey, what are you doing? Wait. Some kind of dark liquid is leaking out of the gem. And some of it has been absorbed by this thorny-looking thing.
You've probably heard before that water is filled with the strongest emotions of humanity. With that in mind, this liquid is probably a highly concentrated solution of fear.
Oh, so that's why even touching it will make you remember unpleasant things.
Dugier would be able to censure others. I can only imagine how it would feel to have this directly injected into your brain. The moment it hits you would be like being flooded with all the terrors you've ever experienced. Agony, desolation, and an overwhelming sense of despair. No wonder they're all so terrible.
So, was the hat meant to...
That might not even be all. We can't let Dugier escape with all of the evidence.
Your Grace, we have taken the Society members into custody. They all tried to flee just a little while ago, as if they had received some kind of order. We decided to forestall their plan, and were just about to send the word when you unexpectedly arrived.
Great work, everyone.
You had prepared for something like this all along?
I had them stay here to keep an eye on things, so I'm glad that my intuition turned out to be correct. Perform a thorough search of the Society's headquarters and bring all the members to me.
Understood, Your Grace.
Now, let's check on them. As expected, they all have a hollow thorn inserted into a wound on their head.
Ooh! Paimon's glad her eyesight isn't so good that she can see it from here. Paimon's gonna float away for a bit.
They probably left it there as a lasting reminder of Dugier. These people must have had to endure an unimaginable amount of pain. Let's go check out the other areas, too.
Hey, come here! Have a look at this. This is a book that Paimon found in a box next to the bookshelf. The colors of the covers are completely different, though, and the names of the authors also don't match. Yeah! And they dared to claim that they wrote these too.
Look at what I found. This is a surveillance port. With this, Dugier would be able to remotely monitor everything that's happening at the gathering place. So even if Dugier's not there in person, he'll still always have eyes on the members. Indeed. It's easy to become lost and confused when you're given no instruction, and if any action you take may be deemed a mistake. Dugier has already tamed them.
Your Grace! Your Grace!
What's the matter?
We couldn't find any Society members in the other areas. It also seems like none of the equipment in those rooms were ever used. The lime scale, the layers of dust. They were all deliberately... We also investigated the members' residences and weren't able to find anything. Their neighbors all say that they haven't returned home for ages.
Oh.
They're gone? That...
Indeed. As long as he allowed Society members to mingle with others, even with threats of censure, Dugier knew that he couldn't stop all of his members from speaking out. Meanwhile, this marvelous gathering place will lose all of its value as soon as a whistle blows. So instead of being his real base, this is just an elaborate performance. And only the most docile and well-trained members were selected as his performers.
But then, where can we actually
Let me think. Dugier must be holding all the rest of his members in another place. And if the overseer of my fortress guard is never... He must be in Dugier's pocket. I'm of the same mind.
Did that person flee here?
That's the most likely scenario to me. He's probably already caught wind of Dugier's declaration. Let's keep heading down. There are some abandoned areas in there. Since he needs space, we should be on the right track. Let's go. We can take this path. You guys take the other.
I'll keep this close.
Look! There's a fallen guard over there! I would see some Society members too!
After them!
It's rising! Run!
Did Dugier send you? Why did you attack that guard?
Come on, it's time to talk. Can't you see that?
I will take your cooperation into consideration when it comes time.
Mr. Dugier, he didn't want this guy to expose our true location. We were just about to dispose of him.
So, in other words, your headquarters should be the...
Yes, it's just down this way. You'll make it there.
Guards, take them away. Let's go. It's about time that we find out what Dugier...
There's so much space down here.
Yeah, these are all former work areas. They've been left abandoned. There are usually guards on patrol here. It would seem that... Stay sharp. He's got a ton of surprises waiting.
Everyone hold hands.
Shine down.
Bow your head.
I see everything.
The tides beckon.
Hey, are you okay?
You're safe now. Just follow the guards and leave this place.
Who knew that there'd be Gardamex here? Dugier really...
And that would explain the strange decommission requests I received, as well as account for all the Gardamex. Seems like he's prepared for an...
Hey, what's this?
Seems like some kind of handbook. Ah, this should be the Society's real rules book. Members are not permitted to speak to each other, or to... 5 members shall form a group, and the whole group will be punished for anyone who reports a fellow member's misbehavior shall be rewarded with... I see. So...
But that's just cruel and
To obtain food and water, prisoners are forced to snitch on others, and in the process cause pain. To avoid punishment, they learn to stop talking with one another. This leaves the wounds they've already received to fester, however. Finally, isolated and without hope, they accept their fate. Do you remember what happened to Paimon? She rejected all the snacks in the box once she was spooked by that black... She's usually all for tasty snacks, but she chose to go against her instincts after...
Ugh, is that the best example you could come up with?
No, your decision was valid. However, it's also valid to interpret that as a decision that you only made under emotional duress. The human heart is like a raft in a vast and empty ocean. We convince ourselves that we're in control, but in truth, a single wave could sweep us off course. Those who use fear to lead others astray must pay for that crime. If I'm not mistaken, the space ahead should be the central area of this place. Rather than confront Dugier, I think it's more important right now for us to rescue as many Society members as possible. You guys should wait here. We'll try to open the door and check out some other spots.
open the door. Would we have to do something to this mechanism here? Forget it. Pilot's just gonna do some trial in it. Whoa! It's turning! Is it because we touched this thing? The other side's open! Let's go.
No escape!
Let's begin. Stay cool and face your gift!
Illusion shattered!
Yeah. You can. Silence! Be sanctified.
It's so high! We're not gonna have to climb all the way up, are we?
Activate the mechanism in front of us first, just like...
Looks like there's a mechanism that's gotten stuck. It won't turn alongside the others. Is there something we can do? Ooh, the water level's gone way up. So that's how we'll make it to the top.
There is no escape!
I see everything.
On my way now. These should be the prison cells. Lots of empty cells in here. Dugier's probably moved them elsewhere already.
Let's still rescue the ones who got left behind. Hey, it's all right now. You can...
No, I won't try to leave anymore. So close to me. I don't want any trouble.
No, we're not gonna do that. Please calm down.
We won't be able to get through to her right now. Not with the stress response. I'd also guess there are many others here who are more or less like her. Let's let the guards take care.
All right.
door's open. Maybe it's His Grace. I'll go take a look.
I leave this area to you. Make sure to bring everyone out safe.
Understood. And please take care as well, Your Grace.
Just focus on the tasks you've been given. Let's go back. That mechanism from the first room. Maybe we'll also need to hold it in place using the same device. Don't forget to bring these along.
I must confess to being furious. To think that there are still... Remember their names. For Saul, and today you will see with your own eyes what'll happen to the... Go on, Avis. Pierce his skull with the thorn, and of course, you will do it one drop at a time. Let it do its magic again, and don't...
Thistle.
It's okay. Oh, shut your wretched mouths! When did I... My rules are the paramount law of this place. Only more pain will come to those who dare...
That's enough, Dugier. Your rabid screams have been beyond nauseating.
Is that His Grace?
Oh, Wriothesley. I knew you would come, but I didn't expect you to be so... Must you still refuse to let me be? Did I not spell everything out for you already? What's so blas...
It would seem that you can't see the difference between sharing and looting. And on top of that, look at your people. Are they not starving as you wolf...
You. Stop acting all high and mighty like some... Have you forgotten? Nobody in this blasted fortress is innocent. We are all... What's so wrong about punishing those who deserve to be punished? And please, are you really gonna tell me that you care about their lives and well-being when you just need a supply of labor to keep this...
Sadly, you're wrong on both counts. Unlike you, I've never seen... The fortress is not only a place for confinement, but also a place for rebirth. Just as people are free to give in to the darkness within their hearts, they are also free to seek redemption and a new beginning. They may have made mistakes, but they are still human beings with people and most importantly, they should always retain the freedom to choose their own path once they've But you're destroying their spirits with fear, taking their freedom away so that they'll become slaves, and you say that's what they've always deserved? You are nothing.
He's really mad.
You think me arrogant, Wriothesley. Well, I think nobody actually sees this fortress as any kind of just a wonderful place. See it for what it is. No prisoner will listen to you. Had you been just one step slower, I would have... Your vision gives you strength. But how long will it hold it?
You talk big.
Everyone hold hands.
Settle down. Let the mighty be humbled.
I see everything.
Here comes the catch. Torn to oblivion.
you think fear can control everything, well then, terrify me.
Don't high road me. You're just another crook. And it's time you got treated like one.
What's the matter? Too scared to shoot straight?
I'm warning you! Unauthorized punishment and torture are prohibited here. As the Duke, you should set an example.
Funny how that slipped my mind. Well, from this point on, you can forget about that rule. The rules of the fortress are there to keep the likes of you in check. But if the Duke wants somebody dead, he needs no justification. Understood. Sorry for taking so long. Did I keep you waiting?
No, not at all. Paimon didn't know you were so considerate.
If you ask me, I'd say I actually feel very helpless. I could comfort and compensate them all I want, but it might still not be enough to repair the damage that I have to take responsibility for it. As does the fortress. Yeah, it's the least that we could do.
So, do you have a plan for how you're gonna deal with him yet?
Oh, Dugier? For now, I think I'll do nothing. I think it's a very fitting punishment for him to have to imagine the sorts of punishments that he'll be left in the dark with regards to both the dates and the detail. Of course, that's not to say that I'll be letting him off scot-free. It's not often that I actually get the chance to be creative with my punishments. I'm going to talk to the members of the society. He'll get a chance to experience everything.
Paimon didn't know you could also be so harsh. Looks like she should watch her tongue when she's around.
Why do you think I'd do that kind of thing to you? You offend me, Paimon. Anyway, jokes aside, thank you so much for all of your help. How about this? I'll treat you to a meal in 2 days at the Coupon Cafeteria.
No, Paimon's had an...
Don't worry, it won't be the same old welfare meal.
Oh, then you've got yourself...
Ah, you're here.
Paimon never forgets about meals. Even if the traveler forgets, Paimon will remind her... that's not what Paimon meant at all, right?
I'm a little confused, actually.
Hey, not you too!
Jokes aside, I've got some good news. After taking a look, the doctors have let me know that it shouldn't be too difficult, which means that everyone should be able to recover after a period of rest. As for their mental recoveries, most are making good progress.
You sure got everything taken care of, right?
I try my best. After all, it's my duty to take care of everything that happens within my territory. Please, go ahead. Ah, that's a bit of a long story. I once had a similar experience. It had to do with the host family I lived with as a child. I was an orphan, adopted by a couple with a great deal of love in their hearts. Once we were older, Mom and Dad would turn us over to be individually adopted by families of greater means. They were perfect parents.
And then?
And then, I found out we were merely raised as livestock. Once we had reached a certain age, our parents would bring... All children that were sold would leave the house, and nobody would know what became of them. As for those who didn't sell, They were merely disposed of. Did you know I once considered myself an extremely lucky child? And all of my friends, all of my siblings. I was also not the first to find out about the truth. All those who found out before me were simply added to the disposal pile. I could never shake the feeling of irony every time I juxtaposed their tragic ends against our parents' Yes. Like the society, my parents created a facade of joy, lied to satiate their desires. They did all of that, but never considered how their actions would utterly ruin all the children they took under their wing. But I did. So in the end, I killed them and set all of the remaining children free. I was convicted for my crimes and exiled to the fortress of Meropide. My methods were extreme, but I was still a teenager at the time. I'd been betrayed by those I trusted most, and I didn't think that more moderate ways would solve the problem. My doubt and helpless anger pushed me forward until I got what I deserved. It's all right. You don't have to tell me what you think. I've already committed to this path. The least I can do is to make sure that the same tragedy will not happen again in—
Sorry to disturb you, everyone.
Oh, it's Avis and Fasol!
It was all because you arrived in time.
We came here on impulse today, because we were hoping that you'd be able to lend us a hand, Your Grace.
Please, go on right ahead. I'll do my best to help.
It's... I'd like to be wedded to Avis here.
You're getting married?
Yeah, we met each other through the society and both fell into Dugier's trap. But even during our time there, we never doubted each other. We always believed that Dugier was manipulating us, trying to make us mistrust each other. And after this incident, we've come to believe that we've found the one for the...
You could say we managed to make the best out of a bad situation. He didn't abandon me, but we're still both prisoners. And we also aren't sure if the fortress is the best place to host something so celebratory. So we are just wondering, is our request a bit too out of...
You're right in that the fortress has never hosted a wedding before. But that's no reason to say no, is it? I'll help you make the arrangements. If...
We can't thank you enough. We are actually also planning to stay here after the conclusion of our...
Yeah, we've already made tons of special memories here. So now, it'd be too hard to leave. And we have full confidence in the fortress's future with you at...
Your trust is the highest form of praise.
Hey, loosen up a bit. Shouldn't you be the happiest man in Teyvat to hear that people would like to stay of their own free will?
Yeah. I'll always take a genuine expression of faith over...